Laker fans, Merry Christmas. Welcome to Purple and Gold Stream post-game talk show. What a game. What a game to end the Christmas time. It's always special to have a Christmas match, but when your team that you're cheering get a blowout victory, it's always special. The Lakers defeat the Dallas Mavericks 138 to 115. The game was pretty close throughout the first half. Lakers took a lead 69 much no 56-54 at the halftime. They pretty much then extended the my bad. It was the last game. So 69-57 at halftime, and then the third quarter they ended up leading up to 17. Then 99-85 after third, and then fourth quarter, LeBron set up for the whole game, whole quarter, and the Anthony Davis, Harrell, and Schroeder dominated the last quarter. It ended up with the blowing out the Mavericks. A very interesting game to start with. The second game for the Lakers, and much better overall, much better shooting, much better on defense, much better on communication on the switch. The first game we saw against Clippers, there was a lot of question marks. Whether these new guys ready to play? Are they gonna fit well for this team? This game, the Frank Vogel started with the same lineup with Schroeder, KCP, LeBron, AD, and Gasol. Of course, Schroeder looked more comfortable starting point guard. He looked more comfortable handling the ball, passing to teammates. He didn't really force too much. He was very efficient. It was 18-6, and shot really well as well. And Montreal's Harrell, I would say, is the player of the match. And he ended up with 22 points, 7 rebounds, 10 for 13 field goal. Pretty much, provided that second unit offensive power, along with their shooter. But Schroeder was a starter, so it was Kuzma that actually played well. He just scored 15 points and ended up with that, with shooting 3 for 4 from 3. And just take a look at some stats from tonight. Lakers shot extremely well, 56% from the field, and they shot lights out from 3, 19 for 39. You can't ask any better than this from the Lakers shooter. Pretty much, shot light out. They had this kind of game in the preseason against the Clippers. A second game against Clippers, they shot like over 60%, and then close to 50% from 3. And this is much of a dominance of the other Lakers shooters displayed tonight. LeBron James played 31 minutes, and 22, 10, double-double, close to triple-double, three rebounds away from it. And Anthony Davis is continuing to showing his dominance everywhere on the court. 10 for 16 and 3 for 5 from 3. The 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He looked very comfortable shooting from the 3. Frank Vogel wants him to shoot 5 threes at least per game. Compared to last season, he shot 3.5 threes last season. This season so far he's trying to shoot more from the 3 and look more comfortable with his long shooting. And yeah, of course, we can't talk enough about these two new guys. Was the first leading bench scorer last season in Darren Shooter, and then Montreal Zahara, the sixth man of the year. They pretty much the spark off the bench. I mean, I think the more I see the Darren Shooter playing, the Lakers think he should come off the bench and provide that second unit offense. He's some guy that you don't want to waste talent on. I mean, just he does look okay as a starter along with the LeBron James, but since Lakers are more effective, LeBron becoming the dominant ball handler and pretty much facilitating the offense. The shooter is not a guy who can, you know, be effective off the ball. He needs the ball in his hands more, and if he comes off the bench and lead the unit and become the dominant ball handler and provide the much needed offense and the facilitating, I think he can do better. He's still putting up good number. Look at how he played the first game, close to a triple double. In the second game, I mean, he still scored 18 points and being efficient on the floor. But that's just my opinion. Like, I know a lot of people are against me saying that they should come off the bench because it's just based on two games. But I think Frank Vogel eventually will use Shooter off the bench. We'll see how the rotation will look like within the next 4 weeks or 6 weeks. That's why he said they'll try to adjust more a starting lineup. And we'll try to find the best lineup possible to compete against the elite teams. So we'll see about that. And there's one guy I need to sort of criticize tonight. I think you know who I'm talking about. It's definitely the guy that we picked up for Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, Marc Gasol. I know we expected not too much from Marc Gasol. Really, that we were expecting that he will not will not give us the size that we need. That Dwight Howard, not the defensive the presence that Dwight Howard was for the Lakers, but we expected him to be effective as a control tower, someone who can facilitate on the top and who can space the floor effectively. But so far, I've seen disappointment in Marc Gasol. It's been very slow. Age is getting up to him. He's difficult time catching up. The guards driving to the lane. All he could do is just put up his hands and expect them to miss. But that's more defensive liability, in my opinion. Just not being very effective on the court. His three is not falling either. He's not taking open shot. So he's not effective in any way. We ended up with I don't think he scored today, and I ended with 8 rebounds, something like that. But he could get a rebound. Of course, he's a tall guy. He's a taller guy we have. But he needs to do more than that. I mean, he needs to provide some assist, some some at close to 5 points or 5 to 10 points to give us some cushion. As starter, you need to score. You can't just go 0 all the way on his stats. That's why he's been showing that for the past 2 games, and that's been a disappointment. No, I think you guys probably feel the same way that I'm bashing Marc Gasol. It's just that I want him to do better, and I hope it's not a failure that Lakers picked him up in the off season. He's definitely a guy who fits more in the slow offense, not a transition game. So when he played with the Raptors, before it was in Memphis, very half court set play. They weren't like a fast team. Both teams weren't fast. It fit better for him because he's playing the half court offense, and then he's able to, move off the ball, space the floor. He's not a guy who could run and do the damage. Like Dwight Howard was a better fit for this team, in my opinion. I still think that we should have kept him, and but that's how it goes. We don't have it anymore, so we need to live with what we have. So we'll still have to give Marc Gasol a chance to redeem that he fits for this team, and then yeah, we can't really criticize a guy who's only played 2 games with us, but we still have to bash him for what he's been showing these past 2 games. That's just my thought. Um, if you guys have any other comments, please leave it below. And the next game we have it against the Timberwolves, and that game is gonna be at Staples on Sunday. Then we have the Blazers the next game, then Spurs for the next 2 games. So looks like next 4 games it looks like it's winnable. Maybe the Portland game because we play at home, and Portland, I don't know how good they're gonna play because they are better their home, the Rose Garden, the Moda Center, I guess they call it now. We never play that well against Portland in their home. That's been the Lakers' a history. But since we're playing home, I think we're gonna win. So we could go 5-1, 4-1 after 5 games. Yeah, because we should have taken the first game against Clippers, but because that was an adjustment game for us, it was more like a tune-up game. We didn't really play like we were ready, and then we got that mouse punch in the mouse in the third quarter, and then fourth quarter was pretty much done. But today looked like we were more ready. Everyone was trying to get involved more aggressive. We out rebounded Dallas Mavericks pretty much 53-27. The first game we were out rebounded by the Clippers. We can tell our energy level wasn't there, our hustle wasn't there. So there were a lot of a question mark about our effort, how we came out, how we ended the game. No, I know a lot of Laker fans wasn't satisfied with that first game, but this game looked like that we belong as a champion. No, still got a lot of work to do in terms of chemistry and like in terms of gel team together. That comes with the practice off the court, and then the camaraderie they make off the court. Everyone is like a brother for the Lakers. How we acted in the bubble, we show that brotherhoodness. We show that we could really get strong, form a strong bond, you know, without really doing any outside activities, because they had to stay in the one area, but they still had something to do. They all invited the team for a game in terms of playing game or watching movies, just form that relationship within the team. Not one guy's isolating another, like Clippers did. They were just like not mentally bonded with each other. So I really hope the Lakers form that relationship with the new guys. I know that the last year players, like, they are close to each other. So I just want the other new guys to form that relationship. The team gets really more stronger as their bonds gets better. That's my thought. And what's your take on the next 4 games? Just give me a prediction what Lakers record will be after the 5 game. Leave your comments below. Continue to subscribe to the channel. Press a like if you like video. And then I will be back with another post-game show on Sunday. All right. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.